And we are live. Ronnie and Lewis coming at you from Canada and Kentucky.
Right
Ronnie,
up the
how's it
road.
going? Right up the road. Yeah, we're just we actually use string telephones to communicate here.
Yeah. It's going good, man. How are you doing?
I am doing well. So for everybody who's jumping in on the replay, we are going to dive into in this video talking about video. And we're going to talk about how you can leverage video for social media, for YouTube, for SEO, for building your brand, for having evergreen content that's always out there that people can come back to, for using that same video on your website as a sales tool, and wrapping it all up together into something that's incredibly powerful and sets you apart in your market. So dive in. And if you're watching live, drop a comment so that we know that you're here and we can acknowledge you. And then any questions that you've got, let us know as you're going through here as well. So Ronnie, I'll let you kind of dive in on how you've seen video work for you, for your clients, and kind of seen that come together, and then we'll dive into some of the more details as we go through here.
Yeah. So video, it works. It works great. We have seen a dip in action if we're not putting out videos. You and I were kind of talking about that before the show started. If we are putting out consistent video content, we see a steady flow of leads in both services, both for digital marketing and for junk removal. And when we lack in that, we see those leads begin to kind of taper off. And so it's highly recommended, obviously, from both of us. I mean, you put out a ton of short video content. I'm kind of building my way up. I'm starting to put out more because I'm seeing the fruit that comes from that. And I know that you're going to kind of talk about this in a little bit, but we're leaning heavy into YouTube now. And junk removal clients that we bring on, one of the new requirements is they must have a YouTube channel. Because YouTube allows us to build value for their backlinks. We can create kind of this cool environment in a backlink where it's connecting to their YouTube channel and to their social media channels. And so now we're making that a requirement. I think that sometimes people get lost in the sauce and what kind of videos they need to be making, because there's a ton of people on YouTube, specifically in junk removal, that talk about, hey, you can make $10,000 a day removing scrap metal, which maybe you can. I don't know. I've never seen it happen. And I think that the misconception is that they have to have that sort of channel, and that's not true. And so, something that I wanted to talk about during this webinar is what kind of content you need to be producing. You need to be speaking to your customer base. Now, if you want to talk about how much money you make, you're free to do that. But in my opinion, I think that videos that are created should be speaking directly to your base of customer, and that's going to help you drive in business. I mean, people might be looking for furniture removal in XYZ city one day, and your video is the video they see, and boom, now all of a sudden you made $400 because you made a little video.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of my take on it. I know we're going to dive into it a lot more, and I just think video is extremely important, and it's something that gets overlooked a lot in the junk removal marketing game specifically.
Yep. I think YouTube is where I'd like to dive in and kind of really, really start to explain that for people. We've got someone here from Yuma, Arizona. Awesome to have you tuning in. It's early for you. Appreciate you jumping in. Maybe drop your name, because inside the Facebook groups, we can't actually see your name here on the comments. So just drop your name so we can shout you out personally here, but appreciate you being here. But let's dive right into YouTube. Because as Ronnie said, there's a lot of people starting YouTube channels that are more around, hey, start a junk removal business. Hey, make $1 million in a day. Hey, you can quit your job. Nothing wrong with those channels. But what we're talking about here from an SEO perspective is you can build out a few different types of video. My favorite are probably top of the list are time-lapse videos, because you can take a video, you can just put your camera up, over in the corner there as the team's emptying out the room. You can put it up if you're uncomfortable with, clients seeing that you're videoing inside their house. You can put it up just on a tripod, and you can point it into your truck, into the back of your trailer or into the back of your truck. And, there's a cool time lapse where the truck is filling up. You've got, people zipping back and forth, carrying everything out and filling up your truck. And then there's the, getting a little bit more up close and personal and a little bit more uncomfortable, is putting your face in the video and talking to the camera. Could be just while you're driving. It could be on a job. And saying, hey, Lewis here with XYZ Junk. We do hot tub removals. And if you've got a hot tub, give us a call. Some of the things that we're looking for before we show up on the job is, do you have your utilities disconnected? Do you have your hot tub empty? And so you can run through and you can actually make little instructional videos for future potential clients. You can talk about how you do things differently. When we're doing your hot tub removal, if it's too big to get out of your backyard, we'll cut it up so that we don't have to like drag it through your house. We'll do all these things. And so you can then use that video as a sales tool, embed it on your website. And now YouTube and your website are linking together, and Google owns Google, the search results, and Google owns YouTube. So now you've got this connection between the two of them, and you've got a 24/7 salesperson on your website. So I was just talking to someone yesterday on the phone. It's like, when it's midnight on Sunday and the husband's sleeping on the couch because his wife is so upset that he hasn't cleaned out the garage like he said he would because he was out partying with the boys. He's going online and he's like, who the heck can I call to fix this problem? And he comes to your website and you're there talking directly to him. Hey, we can do your garage clean out, or we can remove the hot tub. And now you've got yourself in video form as a 24/7 salesperson that people can see anytime, any day, to find out what you're doing. So there's that aspect of it. And then you can share those videos on social media, and you can also rank those videos. Now I'll show you what I mean here. I didn't quite have this set up here, but I can set it up so that you can actually see my screen. Ronnie, while I'm doing that, you want to pop in and add anything to what I've just gone through?
Yeah, yeah. So I actually have some stats pulled up. I thought we would talk through these stats as we went, as we kind of came to some. And as Lewis is talking about, having a video on the page, kind of describing the service, so that when this person lands on that page, you have that 24-hour salesperson. There's actually a stat that came out for 2023 by Dash, and it says that landing pages with explainer videos convert 86% better than those without. And 96% of people that watch the explainer video say that they have a much better understanding of the product and are 50% more likely to actually buy. And so I think that's huge. And I know you're going to get into some things here, but having it doesn't have to be, professionally produced. iPhones are great now. I mean, iPhones and the new Androids that are coming out, they've got good cameras. You can make a really nice video just on a $20 tripod that you buy off Amazon. So don't think too much into it. I just think it's important that you understand the statistics behind having these videos viewable on your sites.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So let's take a look here from an SEO perspective at how valuable this can be. So I'm going to pull up our integrity junk removal. Let's just get Ronnie and I off to the side here. So if you look up shed demolition in Fredericton, which is our area, you've got the ads here, then you've got our ad, and then you've got this is, we talked about this a little bit last time in our video, building out specific pages on your website is important. Google doesn't rank websites. It ranks pages. That's important to know. So we've got the page there for shed teardowns. And then we've got YouTube videos here on shed demolition. It's the time lapse, my favorite thing here, but we're taking up a lot of real estate here in the search results. We've got our Facebook page as well. So I basically put these videos up to hit the keywords as well on Facebook. So we've got Facebook and YouTube videos that are ranking, and you can use the same video on both. I would recommend, if you're doing it on Facebook, to load the video natively. Don't share the YouTube link. Load the video natively in the Facebook platform, like the raw video file, and upload it that way. But this gives you an example of how powerful video it can be, because now you've got them running around, taking down a shed. You've got your specific page here ranking, and you're taking up a lot of real estate. Now, how does that happen, right? So on YouTube, you can actually set it up so there's the video running there. You can set it up to talk about what you're doing. So shed demolition, clean out and tear down, where you're doing it. And then you can talk about, the phone number here. We have, the business details. So it's another opportunity to put your name, address, and phone number on the YouTube video. It's another, we call it the NAP, it's a citation, right? And then you can link out to the website, to the Facebook page, to the Instagram, Twitter, the Google business listing, Yelp listing. And now you're just connecting everything together, right? And from your website, you're linking out to your YouTube channel. And so you can embed these on your website and everything. Now, This video has gotten 30 views, 29 views. It's been up for 3 years, 2 years. It's not here to be a blockbuster viral video. It's here to show up in the search results when someone's looking for, that service in that area.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great example. And, we just talked about this on the last video. We touched on it a little bit, but I created a video, just a YouTube video on a whim, just to see what would happen in a small town. And a day later, it was on the first page. The smaller the environment, obviously, the smaller the population and area, the quicker you're going to rank. But there are junk removal companies that are specific to this market that aren't even on the first page. And I just created a quick YouTube video saying those keywords: junk removal, town, state, multiple times throughout the video. Google bots listen to these videos and take those keywords and place you up in the rankings. And so, to Lewis's point, just having that consistency and taking up that real estate on the top of that page is driving in a ton of leads, whether or not they watch that video. They see the consistency, they see the business name, and then they're also seeing the page, to your point, above those, and they're going, okay, obviously this is the company I need to go with. Their videos are ranking, their page is ranking. I don't need to see anyone else. These guys know what they're doing. And so, and it's simple. Like you said, it's a time-lapse video. And I'm sure that video has crushed it. I'm sure you've got a ton of business off of that.
Yeah, it's been big, and there's nothing like showing up everywhere online, right? So you can take that video, you can break it up, you can put it on TikTok, you can put it on Instagram, you can put it on Pinterest even. You can put it, and you can link back everywhere from there to your website, right? And link back and use it. So it's a multifaceted tool, video, right? And so the more you can get into the habit of taking videos, we were talking about it as a team here at Blue Crocus. It's like, if we could flip the script and look at it from the opposite perspective. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm too busy to take video. I'm just in the flow. We get there, we do the job. Mm-hmm. Well, what if you added it to your SOP, to your standard operating procedure, and you made it such a crucial part of your procedure that you almost thought about it like, I'm not getting paid until I get marketing assets from this job. What if you flipped the script that way? What if you said, I'm not completed the job. I haven't completed the job. Same as I take time to sweep the floor. That takes a lot of time. Sometimes sweeping and cleaning up after removing the stuff takes almost as much time as removing the stuff. You can do the same thing with your video. You and your future customers need you to take video so that you can then put that out on social media, on YouTube, on your website, to show them what you do, how you do it, how you answer their questions, and how you are the solution for their needs. Because there's a lot of companies, you've probably seen this as an owner, where you go out and you leave a quote and then they're like, oh, somebody came in at a lower price. Video is one way you can start bridging that gap between price and value. Your price shouldn't matter if you've proven the fact that you have value. You've answered their questions. You've talked about all the questions that they have burning in their mind when they're calling someone. You've answered questions they don't even know that they should have. What should they be asking a junk removal company? Is the junk removal company insured? Are they wearing uniforms? Are their trucks well taken care of? Are they, even legal to be on the road? Are the people that are driving them even allowed to be driving them? All these things clients don't know until you tell them, and it's a way to bridge that value to price gap.
Yeah, and I think that there is a fear of creating video content. I mean, I know that you and I are, and you're doing the podcast all the time on video, and you and I have we're calloused almost to the camera a little bit. We've gotten used to the camera. But a lot of guys just starting out, or maybe they've been in business for a while and they've never actually capitalized on this. They have a little bit of a fear of creating video content because they're scared of sounding dumb or whatever it is, or putting out content that maybe another junk removal business owner doesn't agree with, and now they're going to catch some heat. Here's the thing. Is that junk removal business owner that you're fearful of, or the people that you're worried about calling you dumb or whatever it is, are they paying your bills? You need to ask yourself that question. Because I had that same fear, especially, when I started making videos for the digital marketing agency. I see guys like you and Joe Martinez and all these guys putting out great video content, driving a lot of value, and you guys are great speakers and all that. I thought, man, I don't know if I'm going to be speaking that well at the beginning. Well, I wasn't, but it's about reps. You got to be able to put yourself out there and get some reps in. Eventually, you'll begin to create these videos that do answer the questions and provide the value to the customer that is going to be paying your bills. Quit worrying about everybody else and their opinions. Just start getting yourself some reps. If that means recording videos on your phone for a few times to practice, I recommend doing that. And also go and check out some of these other people that are putting out valuable content. Go and check out Troops All Junk or Integrity Junk Removal or Sergeant Junkhead or whatever it is. Go check them out and see what kind of videos they're producing that are targeted at their customers. You don't have to say the exact same things, but it'll give you some ideas to look at and draw from, and then create something that's custom to your business. I know that fear is kind of a limiting factor, not knowing what to talk about, but there's a ton of examples out here. And so don't let that be your roadblock.
Yeah. I think, what got you here isn't going to get you where you want to go. If you have big dreams of where you want to go and where you want to take the business, fear is going to be there every step of the way. Fear of, buying that piece of equipment, fear of hiring people. Video is a very interesting thing. Public speaking, video. It's funny you say, we're callous to it. I had a client that was asking me about it the other day. I still don't like doing video sometimes.
I don't either.
I still get a lot of resistance internally when I go to make videos. I have I'm trying to put out a reel every day. That's something valuable, something informative. And I hit all those roadblocks. Like, is it going to be interesting? Are people going to even care? Is it going to be valuable? Am I just repeating the same thing I said 5 months ago? But putting in the reps is so key. Now, if you go back to 2020, when I first started doing the podcast, I had a fan pointing up towards me and I would sweat like crazy. I was so nervous. I was so nervous jumping on and videoing and live streaming. But I just kept doing it because I knew I started to see the results. You're not going to see results instantly, guys. The first video you put out most likely is not going to go viral. I don't think I've had any of my videos go viral, but I just keep putting in the reps. And the compounding effect of that is now I've got content that I can share with clients when they have questions. I've got content that, starts popping back up in the algorithms. I've got content that is just me, putting in a rep that day. It wasn't very inspired. But the same thing with you. I've got clients where when we're first starting them out in doing video, I say, just send me a video of your dog. Just take a video. You're going to sound ridiculous to yourself. When I first started podcasting, I didn't listen to I still don't listen to them back because I thought my voice sounded so crazy. I'm a little bit more used to it now, hearing it back on recording. But the first 20 podcasts, I just did them, put them out, and I never listened to them again.
That's relatable. That is extremely relatable. I don't like listening to myself. But to your point, I'm not selling to myself. I'm selling to someone else. And it just putting in the reps, you get used to that. You start to understand how you speak and you begin to learn the areas that you can grow in. Something for me is I say so a lot and a lot, but I really don't think about that. I'm thinking about the meat and potatoes of my content. As long as I know that the meat and potatoes of what I'm going to be saying is driving value, then that's all I'm concerned with. I need to get to that point, get that out, provide value to someone. And in return, the hope is that they become a client. And I think that as junk removers or, any kind of contracting business owner, that the mind needs to shift to, you need to provide value and instruction to these customers first. And in return, they'll likely become your client because they see you as an authority in your market, right? They go, okay, these guys know what they're talking about. I don't need to look anywhere else. I know exactly who I want to work with. Yeah. You guys need to begin to think that way. And video is a great way to do that. And I have this stat sheet pulled up. I want to make sure we touch on a couple of them before we jump. But 80 people watch videos for 84 minutes a day worldwide. So an hour and a half per day, people are watching videos, marketing style videos. And videos are twice as likely to be shared than any other type of content. So twice as likely to be shared than your Facebook post with a picture of the trash pile. No matter how silly you look or silly you think you look, that video is twice as likely to be shared. So there's a lot of opportunity here for you guys to grow. And outside of YouTube, Lewis talked about it earlier. you make one video, you can share it on YouTube, but you can also clip that down and share it on Instagram and Facebook Reels and TikTok. There's a ton of opportunity. And is that worth, $2,500 to you in jobs? Is it worth being a little uncomfortable and putting it out there? I would say if it isn't, maybe you need to get a little more callous, because $2,500 in jobs off one short video is pretty good return. So,
to the SEO point again, because there's so many aspects where video kills, right? To the SEO point, as we get into the age of AI written content and content that's a lot more generic that people are just pumping out, video is something that none of your competitors can be you on video. That's an X factor that you have and an X factor that your company has. And so if you can put out content that talks about, even if you're doing the exact same thing as every other junk removal company in your market, the fact that you're on video talking in front of your truck, talking in front of your clients, if you're doing testimonial videos with clients where it's like, hey, Mrs. Smith, can you talk about what it was like working with our junk removal company today? That is very hard to replicate. If you can talk about the things that you do, like after we get off the job, we check all the trucks over and we do this post job checklist to make sure that we're ready to go and we're not going to break down on the way to your job. This is what we stock in the truck so that we're ready to do everything. There's so many different things that you can do that might seem silly to you, that might seem like, oh well, of course we do that, but your customers and your clients don't know that. So you have to put yourself in the shoes of Mrs. Smith, who knows nothing about junk removal, and you can educate her. And then when it comes to the price time, I'm coming back to price here, but there's all the other benefits. But when it comes to the price time, and you're like, yeah, that'll be $2,500 for your garage clean out, or whatever it is that you're doing. She's like, awesome. I don't care how much it costs, because I know it's going to be done right, because you've shown me and I've watched your videos.
yeah, exactly. And just another point here. Having a video on each of your service pages on your website. We're talking about SEO. We touched on this earlier when Lewis was talking about the shed teardown and removal videos. But let's say you've got a website, right? You make the smart decision and you decide you're going to work with either Lewis or myself. You're going to get your website built, and then you're going to go with one of our SEO packages. If you have a YouTube channel, it's really easy for us to go, okay, we need you to create a video talking about shed removal, hoarding clean out, whatever it is, right? We need you to make a quick 2-minute video. And then what we can actually do is embed that video on these pages. And what it does, as to Lewis's point, Google ranks pages, not websites. This drives a lot of power to that page and will actually allow that page to rank a lot quicker. So again, this is another benefit as a video working in conjunction with SEO. So I just wanted to make sure we talked and added that in there. If you're going to work with a good marketing agency like Blue Crocus or Spearcrest, they should take the time to embed videos on your pages, but it's up to you to create that content. So having this YouTube page built out ahead of time is a really big benefit, not only to you, but also to your marketing agency as they try to push you to the top.
Yep, it's huge. It's huge. And I think that's what this whole video is about. This whole webinar, training thing is about, is the value of video. And so I can't stress it enough. We have seen results where a page has been stuck in SEO and you can embed a video back on that page and boom, it pulls it out of the mud, so to speak, right? And we start to see it ranking. So get videos. We provide a service where we'll even edit the videos and upload them to YouTube just as part of the process. And we'll optimize them for you. So all you've got to do is just put the camera in front of your face or in front of the job. And you got to make that happen. So here's an example of someone who does a great job at video. I'll just pull up Junk MD here in San Diego. He does a great job, and he's very comfortable on camera because he's been doing this a while. You're not necessarily going to feel super comfortable. You might feel super uncomfortable, but to someone who's watching, you probably sound fine. It doesn't even cross someone's mind that you're super uncomfortable, right? So you can check out his stuff. He does a lot of great videos, kind of showing people what he does, where they're doing it. And you can see we've optimized the videos, to hit San Diego, right? Same thing with his shorts here. It's got the name, it's got the number right there, optimized for the local area. But go check out some of these companies that are doing videos more for the SEO side of things. And I think you'll be surprised what you can do and how you can add some value without really stressing too much. You don't have to make the craziest video. Just start with time-lapse videos, guys. You can't mess up a time-lapse video. All you've got to do is walk back and forth and put junk in your truck. Or you've got to clean out a room. There's no way to mess up a time-lapse video. So start with that. Start sharing those out. And then as you get more comfortable, or even if you're still super uncomfortable, shoot a video and send it to me if you want. I've prompted clients and said, hey, just shoot me a picture or a video, like I said before, of your dog, or explain to me what you're doing for breakfast. Walk me through your breakfast making process and tell me what you're having. And you start getting comfortable. Shooting video is uncomfortable when you start. It's going to be uncomfortable for 99% of the people. But just start. Point your video at something and start taking a video. If you look at kids, like my kids will take the phone sometimes and they'll just go around the house talking about everything they see. That's all you've got to do. Just talk about what you see, talk about what you're doing, and it's really that simple. And then as you get more comfortable, you might branch out into stuff, but you don't have to do that at the beginning.
Yeah, there are YouTube channels of people filming their kids making $25 million a year, and all they do is film their mornings. I mean, it's insane. And it's not going to be comfortable for everybody. To your point, it's still not comfortable. We're on video a lot, I feel like, and it's still not super comfortable. But you just got to start taking action. You don't want to get into paralysis by analysis and worrying about all the small details. It's the same as when you started your business. Just start to take some action, and you'll begin to see the results. And before we hop, I did have to make one recommendation of an app that I use.
Love it.
So when I started to make these shorter videos, I actually reached out to Lewis. I'm like, hey man, what app do you use to create the captions? And so there is an app called Captions, and you can just record on your phone. You can actually record through the app, whichever you prefer, and it will AI generate your captions. And you can change the way they look. You can highlight certain words. There are some statistics now that 75% of video users or video watchers, when it comes to short film, prefer to watch with sound off. And so captions are extremely important because people are watching videos at work, right, when they shouldn't be. And they can actually watch your video with the sound off and know what you're talking about. And then if they find it interesting, they may actually click and listen to the sound. But I think having captions is extremely important as we move forward. It's still kind of a new thing. This app is like $8 a month. I think you will see the return on that. I think it's worth that. There are multiple ones out there. I'm just saying that Captions works good for us.
You're on iPhone, right?
I am.
Yeah,
I think
Captions is only available on iPhone.
Well, everybody needs to get an iPhone.
As far as I know, I'm Android, so I use Descript. CapCut is another one. If you're looking to edit stuff together. But to your point of the captions, like having the captions there on the video, I know a guy in the fitness industry, and he has gotten several deaf clients because every video that he does, he uses captions, and they're like, "You're the only person out there that I actually can, follow along with your content because it's there for me to read."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else to add. I think we covered a lot. I think that there's going to be a lot of value if people will take some of the things we've talked about. If you guys will take action here, I would love to hear if you begin to start a YouTube channel or begin to start putting out videos. To Lewis's point, if you're nervous, send us the videos. We won't judge you out loud. Just, I'm just kidding. We won't judge you guys at all. But begin to create some content so that you guys can get this return.
Agreed. Yeah. Shoot Ronnie or I a message if you're kind of stuck in the process. I've got a video on creating and optimizing a YouTube channel for SEO. And then if I can leave you with anything, shoot me a video of something. Shoot me or shoot Ronnie a video of something in your life today and send it over Messenger. Just take that first step, because if you don't, then it's going to be tomorrow, and then it's going to be tomorrow and the next tomorrow, and you're still not going to have made a video. So my challenge to you, if you do nothing else, if you get nothing else out of this video, is shoot a video of something. Could be you making breakfast, lunch, supper, talking about your kids, talking about, how your truck broke down, whatever it is, shoot a video and send it to either of us, depending on which group you're in, or, depending on where you are, who you want to talk to more. But shoot a video over and take that first step. Let's get you guys, standing out in your market and doing the uncomfortable thing that's gonna really lead to some growth down the road. So I'm going to leave everyone with that.
No, I think that sums it up. I don't have anything else. I appreciate you guys. Thank you if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you for watching.
Absolutely. All right, guys, shoot us those videos. Talk soon.